Hello, and welcome back to another new episode of Inside Voices First Takes. I am Colin Binnig,
And I'm Adam Rubin.
and today we are here to discuss Alien Covenant.
Where is it?
This is a very special choice for us because our first show started with this movie's prequel, Prometheus. So it feels nice to finally kind of have it come full circle on First Takes with Alien Covenant. So Adam,
Or, like almost full circle, but like not quite all the way.
right. We haven't gotten a full circle yet. Definitely a half circle. But Adam, I will let you go first. First impressions of Alien Covenant. We've both just seen it.
Yes.
What do you think?
First impressions. You know what? I'll start with what I liked. What I liked is it got back to what I think an alien movie should be, which is a one-at-a-time horror film. There are monsters. It is scary. It is about survival and not so much about blabbity blab, talkity talk, all this extraneous philosophical silliness that's going on. Oh God, there's aliens. They're going to kill us. We gotta kill them first. And that's what that's what the movie should be. So, with the bringing it back to scary, good with. It was gory. You should definitely know that going in. It is. Am I right in saying it's the goriest?
It earns its R rating,
Yeah,
for sure.
Felt the goriest of any of them, I must say. And that was all. I thought that was all correct. Should have been. And that's really all I can say for it.
That's all the positives. So you like to return.
Those are my positives.
Return to its horror roots.
Yes.
That's what you appreciated.
That's good. And don't see it. It's just don't bother seeing.
But everything else, everything else,
so not worth it. So not worth it. So
a hard pass.
That is a hard pass, Colin.
Quickly.
Yes.
You rank it above Prometheus or below it?
I do rank it above Prometheus.
Okay.
Of the things I just said. At least it was horror-y, and that's it. That's the reason it's above Prometheus. But
Okay.
It ain't getting less stupid, that's for sure. It is staying firmly entrenched in stupidity.
Well, believe it or not, I can't believe I'm about to say this.
I know what you're about to say, and I do believe it.
You're kind of right about this movie.
Of course I am. Of course I am.
Do the fireworks, call the circus, have a parade. Why don't you?
Oh, do we have the circus?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Barnum and Bailey kind of got shut down. But anyway.
It's dumb, right?
Listen, I think how I feel about this movie is how you feel about Prometheus.
Oh my goodness. Strong words from the man Colin Binnig. I'm amazed that you don't like it.
And this is my first reaction to it. It's just, first of all, if this was supposed to be a return to horror, it wasn't scary.
Well, it's scarier than Prometheus.
I didn't jump once. I did not go, or even nothing.
Okay.
It definitely is gory.
Yeah.
But alien movies are supposed to be like tension filled and you give you anxiety. None of that.
Okay.
None of that was in this movie. There was no tension. How? Oh, I couldn't believe it. I was never on the edge of my seat.
Because too obvious, you felt like? Or the jump scare? Because there are clearly jump scares in the movie, but
they're so like easy to see coming, I guess. So telegraphed.
That's definitely true.
It was remarkable. I mean, Ridley Scott, I thought he would know, since in the first movie he knew how to build up the tension, ratchet it up, and none of that was in this movie. It's shocking. I was shocked by how
I did feel tense.
Really?
But it was more. I think my tension was based more in how are these people fucking stupid? How are they so stupid? I would like to know at what point in the Ridley Scott Alien verse people stop screening astronauts for space missions. When do we start giving $1 trillion space missions to just whatever idiots we pick up off the street who have no special training, no medical training. They're not good soldiers. They're not good pilots. They're nothing.
I would
They're not good scientists.
let's
Why
give
are
credit.
these people astronauts?
let's give credit. Okay, Danny McBride did a good piloting scene with that, I don't know, freighter type of thing.
No, he
But-
didn't. He crashed
he
the
did.
thing so many times.
Well, as he kept saying, it wasn't supposed to be used at all for this kind of scenario. So the fact that he pulled it off.
Well, how about the fact that he
Come on.
totally disregards the laws of physics and puts his ship way too far into the storm where it's going to break the whole ship? That's not piloting. That's bad piloting.
Except it didn't. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because-
smart piloting too.
Because the whole movie ignored physics the whole time. How about the fact that he was in low Earth orbit, and if you go any closer, then you fall out of geosynchronous orbit, so you won't be above the same point on the planet, so then you won't have any comms. Come
Okay,
on, Ridley.
okay,
It's
okay,
space.
okay,
You
hey,
could have done
okay.
so little research to
Adam,
understand space.
nerd alert. Okay, nobody's gonna know that about a planet except you. Okay, just cool your jets.
Listen,
My goodness.
check Neil deGrasse Tyson's Twitter feed and see if he said that. Because
Ugh.
he and I are on the same page on this.
I'm sure, but I don't think we go to the alien movie for scientific accuracy. Okay.
All right.
All
Barring scientific, but leaving the scientific inaccuracies aside, when did we? They're such bad astronauts. Like, we even have to have one of them do the old, I hate space. Really? Then why are you an astronaut?
I did
How
chuckle
could
at
you
that
in
point.
space? What are you talking about?
Maybe it paid well. I don't know. He had, he needed to, make a mortgage happen. I don't know.
Oh man.
I don't know. But listen, I just first takes on this. I'd say it's a pass. So for those interested about, do you want to see the movie? Is it better than Prometheus? I don't think it's. I personally still like Prometheus more. I know, because I'm actually quite a fan of that movie.
I know. We know.
But
And
anyone
if you
who
know-
wants-
if you want to know why he's a fan of that movie, go watch that episode because
go watch episode 1 of Inside Voices.
It's a doozy.
But anyone who thinks this is like a return to form for the franchise, for me at least, I have to say it is not. And that's our first spoiler-free review. If you want to stick around and watch more of our spoiler discussion, just watch the movie
But again,
and come back.
But again, do not watch the movie. Just stay here. Don't bother seeing the movie.
Okay, so if you don't mind,
pass, just stay right there where you are. Thanks for watching, and stick with us while we discuss why you shouldn't see this movie, because it's a dumb, just a trial after trial of stupidity from top to bottom. One death more stupid than the next. Do we agree on that? Just got dumber and dumber.
so I mean, some deaths. I don't think we're stupid, but some deaths, could have been avoided for sure.
First one. Okay. You find this signal. It's a human being seeing an oldie. Classical music, I guess, to them, since they're 100 years in the future.
Right.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay, fine. Well, I don't. I think we do it. Whatever. I mean, silly and arbitrary, but whatever. We're going to go down to an alien planet and find out what's going on. Step out onto an alien planet. Nobody's got a spacesuit. Nobody's wearing a mask. Nobody's.
But they already took. Remember, they already evaluated the planet, and it was habitable. It was worthy of colonization. So they don't
Who
necessarily
cares?
need that.
There's an atmosphere. I get that, but
Okay, then
there's no. You've never heard of getting sick. You don't want anything. That's crazy. That's
I mean,
crazy.
we don't know what was in like their little duffel bags or pouches.
All right. Well, and in speaking of their bags, right? They've all got GoPros where nobody ever has the video footage from anybody else. So that was real
I
useful.
did like the GoPros. I did see the GoPros.
Where that never comes up ever in the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever. Leaving that aside, even leaving the mask stuff aside, if you accept the fact that they're going out into an alien planet with no precautions at all, then the first guy to die is the only non-stupid one. He's careless. He steps on a thing. Puff of the. And why is it always the smokers who are the first ones to die? That's an interesting commentary in the Ridley Scott Alien verse. Whoever goes out for a smoke, the stoner geologist in Prometheus, and the guy just trying to have a cigarette in this one.
That's
Always the first to go.
callback. Yeah, he's like a vapor smoker, though. All right, yeah.
Always the first to go. So in that
Interesting.
previous movie, I thought Prometheus had the dumbest astronauts ever put on film, but this one really took the cake. So that one first guy, fine. He got some stuff in him, pollen, who's to know? How could you know? But everyone after that. So then you bring him, you say, I got a casualty, prep the sick bay. What does she do? Doesn't prep shit. She does not prep shit, and she's freaking out. They said prep the sick bay. I don't know. Oh, you didn't train for this at all? Astronaut? Whatever. Then you specifically say, somebody asks you, your husband asks you, is it a quarantine? And you say, I don't know. So you think maybe it could be a quarantine. You don't put a mask on. You don't put gloves on. You don't do jack shit.
No, she put gloves on. She did put gloves on.
Not until they were already in, puking up everywhere.
Okay.
You gotta call, prep the thing. That's when you put the gloves on and put a mask on and put goggles on. Oh God, blood on me. Lock you into a quarantine. Okay. So the woman's locked in there. Okay, dumb. Goes and gets a shotgun. Can't hit shit with the shot. Then she's gonna go in to the quarantine room with the shotgun. Well, either you think it's a quarantine or you don't. If you don't, open a fucking door and let her out. If you do, don't open the door ever. So then she does. Then she realizes that's a huge mistake. Everybody slips on the blood. She goes out.
Okay.
And hit the fucking thing 2
All
inches in front of her face with a shotgun, and then a shotgun blows up the entire shuttle? Are you kidding? Because you kept oxygen tanks in the same room where you keep shotguns? Come on, Colin.
Okay. As much as we would all love the Adam play-by-play.
Come on, Colin. It's so dumb.
Listen, I know you're trying to audition for SportsCenter right now. It's a very worthy moment. We get it. Okay, yes, the characters do not make the smartest decisions. You hit the fuel cell. Okay, yeah. Why is it there? Okay, we get it. Okay, you know what though? That's not really not what my problem with the movie was in terms of the characters. Because well, except for two characters, which I'll get into later. But for me, with the Ridley Scott movie, like I said before, if it's gonna be an alien movie, it is because it now has alien in the title. So yes. I thought, good, return to form.
Mm-hmm. And it was more in that genre. It felt more like an alien movie in the fact that it's structured horror-wise.
I guess, but again, I was never scared at any point in the movie, which is a problem. And more importantly, at least even if that were the case, if that was the only thing that was wrong, then I'd be more forgiving. But when I see a Ridley Scott movie, I come to expect, at least from its design, a lot of practicality, like go on location, practical sets, blah 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 blah. And there's a good amount of that in this movie, but oh my God, there was so much that wasn't, that needed to be, that it completely ruined scenes for me. Basically,
really? Give me an example.
Basically, any scene with a baby alien. That is all CGI. And it looked terrible.
Great, the baby is scrambling on her, and she's trying to
baby birth or scrambling around, or in the outside the ship when it's burning in the weeds or something like that. And even the grown up one after it decapitates the woman, and it's like, first of all, an alien can stand up like a human. What? No, aliens don't do that. Oh my God! And it was CGI, and I'm like, what are you doing, Ridley? You're ruining the creature for me. That is the worst sin an alien movie can do. You're ruining the creature. I was stunned that that's what he did, like in terms of bringing it to light. Now, when the actual xenomorph later in the movie shows up, it's a combination of CGI and a guy in a suit. That one was more okay. But why didn't you do that for the others?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how bad what I was watching was happening. Like just how crappy all the alien stuff looked. For a movie called Alien, that's a huge no-no. So, kind of ruined it for me. I was stunned. So that was my biggest concern. That and not scary.
Well, did you at least like how they crowbarred in faith as somehow being a theme, even though it totally wasn't a theme in this movie?
I didn't
They don't
mind
like
that.
me because I've got faith. That never happened. The whole thing. It never happened.
I didn't mind that much because, first of all, it was not there all the time. It was just occasionally brought up. And also, it does kind of keep the theme going because it was in Shaw.
But it wasn't in this at all. We don't know what his faith is. His faith is never relevant. He never relies upon it, except when he says, I saw the devil once when I was a little kid. And then apparently you didn't learn that lesson at all because you absolutely followed the devil right into the basement and then touched the thing he says to touch. What are you? I mean, how stupid, even in a crew entirely of stupid people, he was the most stupid.
I mean, I don't really need to know specifically what his religious beliefs are. The fact that he's just religious tells me enough about his character and his decision making. The only time it also kind of comes up is between David and Walter when they're fighting. And David says, so you have a choice to make. Would you rather serve in heaven or reign in hell?
Right. But my point is the captain, or by the beginning of the movie, the captain his faith never does affect his decision-making that we see. We never see that have any impact on what he decides.
Well, you could say he takes a leap of faith visiting the planet, even though it should go against, his orders.
I think that was more a leap of avoiding mutiny, but whatever.
Well, you say mutiny, I say faith.
I say nobody listens to me and they won't get in the pods. So whatever.
Tomato. Yeah.
All right. Oh, and then let's just really quickly talk about the fact. This is the only actual spoiler. So if you've stuck around this long, if you are planning on seeing the movie, I guess don't listen right now. But again, don't see the movie. So obviously, David is the one who's going to make it back onto the ship with them. Obviously, it's him. Okay, so he cut off his own hand. He somehow won that fight against the robot who was superior to him and could self-heal. Changed real quick into his clothes. And then, how did he get his haircut? How did he get his haircut?
Their hair was already pretty similar after he did the main haircut.
It wasn't exactly the same. How did he fix his hair?
I mean, basically, Walter's. The only difference between the two of them is that Walter's is like more of a comb over. I mean, all you have to do is kind of just flatten it, and you're there.
That's so no. That's but he had like 4 seconds to do all of that.
Well, see, I would disagree with you with that revelation because I actually did not know if it was David or Walter. I assumed it was Walter, and that maybe David had converted him over to seeing how he saw the world, how he thought things. But then with the reveal at the end, because like you said, how he could have changed so much to get his arm cut off, whatever. So I assumed it was Walter, but with a change of heart or something. But then it was David in the end.
And let me ask, so as soon as we didn't see the conclusion, I was like, okay, yeah, because that's the tension now, is that this is David. But let me ask you a David question, since you're, of course, our David psychological profiler in chief at this channel.
Yes.
Why did he let them, the new captain in T, why did he let them go through with the plan, dump the trucks, and kill the alien?
Well, I mean,
why would he let them do that when he feels that humans should just be eliminated and the alien is good?
I mean,
why did he go along with that? And why did he put him to bed just gently, let him go back in the pods? Why not just fucking kill him?
Well, I mean, he still had to keep up his cover as Walter at that moment. And even if they did succeed in being the alien, remember he already had a contingency. He had the things in his throat that he was going to put into the freezer. So it didn't really matter if that alien lived or died. So so it was just.
Why did he keep any of them alive? Whatever. Listen, doesn't make any sense because the whole movie is stupid.
He needs as many experiments hosts to continue his experiments. So keeping 2 more extra humans.
That's all we've got time for. Let's leave the stupidity there.
All right. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Inside Voices First Takes. Please join us again next week. Adam and I will be reviewing Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. And let's just hope it's better than parts 3 and 4. If you have a suggestion of what else we should watch this summer, please post a comment below. Yes, we actually do read the comments. And if you end up seeing Alien Covenant, let us know what you think. If you liked it more than Prometheus, if you didn't, where you would fit it in the Alien franchise. And we'll see you next time on Inside Voices.